Morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It is Connor. We are back here with another One Leeds video. What is going on with all you lot? Let us know in the comment section below. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Guys, listen, head on over to the Patreon. We've got bonus content over there. You want to get all your Leeds United fix? Stay tuned to One Leeds for some good things that are coming this week. We're back on schedule. We're back with a little bit of organisation. It's been a hectic week. It really has. Car crash, moving, all this sort of stuff. And I'll say that's funny, but there you go. I've just got to that point now where I'm just sort of like laughing at it because it's just thing after thing after thing. So thank you so much for all of you. Stay tuned. I've tried to keep it locked in as much as I can. Different settings, different sort of like cameras and all this sort of good stuff. It's just been mental. So thank you so much for staying with me over this period. It's been a bit nutty, a little bit nutty, Professor. But we're back here discussing Leeds United, discussing the three things that we learnt after yesterday's results against Plymouth Argyle. Let's go over a few more bits that we saw yesterday as well. Take a sip of coffee. Ipswich won, didn't they? This was something that obviously we figured out around about 5 o'clock yesterday. Really good win for Ipswich, and now that's 2 on the bounce. 6 goals in 2 games for Ipswich, 2 away wins. And you do have to say that when you look at their fixtures, you look at the balance of play, Ipswich arguably are the ones who are just a little bit dark horsey at the minute. You know, that's how I'm looking at Ipswich. We're not really talking about them. It's all of a sudden Leeds versus Southampton, even though Ipswich, if they win that game and we're on the same points as them, it's literally going to the wire, isn't it? Ipswich's games are very, very favourable towards the back end of the season. I would arguably say they're the best run of fixtures out of the 4 teams, including Leicester. Southampton, 1 defeat in 24. We do have to take that into consideration. I did say on the preview of almost this weekend, we said it on the Patreon as well, that, I mean, I had Southampton, I said it on Generation Leeds at a 2-0 win at West Bromwich Albion. I had them as a 2-0 win. I just thought there's a lot of hysteria, and I think there were naturally from Leeds fans. There was a good home record, of course, of West Bromwich Albion, but what wasn't been taken into consideration is Southampton's like very, very good away record, and the fact that, you know, they still have, in all of our opinions really, they're probably the second or arguably first best squad in the division. So Corberan didn't help himself with tactics. Corberan didn't help himself with getting sent off in the first 4 or 5 minutes. But what I've learned with this division is you just can't rely on other teams. You can't rely on other teams. That's going to get me to my point in just a second. Leicester losing against Middlesbrough. Now, we were having this chat on the watch-along. And if Leicester were to lose the game yesterday, they're to lose the game against Leeds United, where to pick up that's 6 points. That might sound mental, and it is mental right now, because if you're looking at the standard, the state of play, there's points separating Leeds, Ipswich, and Southampton, and 6 points is still massive, really, when you look at the standard, because then Leeds have got to win every single game, Southampton's got to win every single game, and then you've got Leicester, who are going to have to drop significant points if it's 6, but Leeds beat them, it's 6 points. That's exciting. And that does drag them back into the conversation, because then we'll have, 12, 13 games left? It's on. It really will be on. But we do have to also make the point that, you know, with Southampton getting the win, Ipswich getting the win, you know, it's not ideal. It really isn't ideal, and it sort of sets us in this position where Leeds are, we're going to the wire. And I keep saying this, but it just does feel like this at the moment with Leeds United and Leicester and Southampton in particular, and Ipswich. They're just machines, absolute machines, and there doesn't seem to be anyone slipping. And they'll be looking, Ipswich and Southampton, at this game, and they'll probably be hoping Leicester get the win. But the game coming up, Leicester are significantly good in this division. I think we know that. But there is no reason why we can't beat them. You know, the first game we played, you know, you look at the standard of both teams, it's very similar to what it was now. I'd argue Leeds are better now, and I think that's obvious. 8 wins on the bounce, 10 in 12. And another thing we need to take into consideration is the home form, which is absolutely exquisite at this moment in time. excellent, as is Leicester. But I felt that we were one of the teams who really gave them a bloody nose. You know, beating them 1-0. An excellent result. And aside from that, there's not been many teams who've tested them, but Leeds went toe-to-toe with them. We didn't go defensive. You know, we weren't hiding from Leicester. It was, come on then, two of the best teams in the division. And at that point, I believe Leeds was sort of like fourth. I believe we were fourth in the division. And nobody really gave us a chance against Leicester, who were flying away with it. I think if they'd have won that game, it'd have been an 18-point difference between Leeds and Leicester. If we win that game on Friday night, it's 6 points. So what Leeds have done has been nothing short of remarkable. But what did we learn? What did we learn yesterday? Well, I learned that this team, in every single game now, I'm not even, I don't go into it. You guys know I went into multiple, in every single game with Marcelo Bielsa. There was games that I thought we could win, but a Plymouth away, if they were in the division when we were in the division, tough away games. QPR, I remember in the first season, difficult away games where you're thinking, I don't know, I just don't know with that. I'd have said, look, we're going to drop points. Now, I'm looking at our running. I'm looking at QPR away. I'm looking at Watford away. I'm looking at these games. I'm looking at Hull at home. We've got an excellent away record. I'm looking at these games and thinking, we're just too good. They won't be able to live with us. And it was a bit of a coming down to earth moment yesterday, because there was a 20-minute spell, I thought, 25-minute spell where Plymouth were on top. They had more possession. They looked more dangerous. We couldn't get out. And it was at that moment where I was like, maybe this is a bit more of a coming down to earth moment. So I am very, very confident in every single game. But it was a 20-25-minute spell where Leeds had to come through it. After the 73rd minute, Leeds were just completely dominant. That latter goal killed them. That second goal killed them. And that is the quality that Leeds possess in any single game. We can just take it away from you. But it was a bit of a coming to earth moment. So that's the first thing I learned. It's not to get too cocky with what's going on at this moment in time. Leeds aren't just going to go into every game and blow teams away. Plymouth proved that. I thought they were good at home. But another thing to coincide with that, they've not been beaten since October at home. They've scored 38 goals at home, which is the second most in the division this season. Home Park has become a little bit of a fortress. We can talk about them away from home, but Leeds had to get over that. We had to get over in normal time drawing with them twice. Not allowing them to score, scoring 2 goals. With the travel that we've had, it's been absolutely brilliant. It's been a brilliant set of away games for United, and what we've done has been superb. Second thing I've learned yesterday, I need more of those from Glenn Kamara. I thought Glenn Kamara, and I've thought in really back-to-the-wall games with Glenn Kamara, Ipswich, Leicester, yesterday, when it's really back to the wall, big moments, big games, he has come to the fore. And he did that yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. And, you know, I'm looking at Leicester. I'm looking at the standout performance he's had, in my opinion, this season, which was against Leicester. And I'm thinking, let's go again, Glenn. Let's go again. So another excellent performance from him. And I was a little bit, because I was the one at the start of the season who was bigging this guy up, talking about him, you know, in such a high regard. And then he dipped off a little bit for, I thought, about 5 to 6 games. But I think we're seeing the old Glenn Kamara back now. A brilliant performance yesterday. My man of the match. God bless him. You know, there's no way Rutter won the man of the match yesterday. I know he got the goal and the assist, but it's a bit of a lazy one for me, that. But yeah. Another thing we learned. Leeds at the back are just solid. And listen, it's an obvious thing we learn. We know this anyway. But I'm learning every single game, even when we're under Kosh, which we were yesterday, under the Kosh for periods, they are just solid. You know, didn't think Firpo had a good game in that second half. And in general, in possession. But I thought out of possession, he was pretty decent. Solid. Rodon. Jesus Christ, this guy, man. He just is positionally. The ball's played in, Rodon's there. Can be the edge of the 6-yard box. Can be the penalty spot. Can be the far side. Can be the near post. He just... The thing is, a lot of people will see Joe Rodon and just say, it doesn't matter, that is just a defensive clearance. Rodon's there to nod it away. Classic defender. But you have to understand the game to know how a player's going to hit the ball, where you should be positioning yourself, the strike of the ball from the opposition player, how fast it's going to be. he just positions himself in the right place every single time. The guy's mustard. He's absolutely mustard. I'm so happy we've got him. Ethan Ampadu, I thought yesterday wasn't one of his better games, but it does really remind me of of the Ben White, Liam Cooper partnership under Bielsa, where it felt like Cooper was supplementary to the brilliance of Ben White. You know, it does feel like that, and that's no disrespect to Ampadu, because I think Ampadu's been really, really good at the back. But I think Joe Rodon is just that cut above. He is that cut above, and he's able to... There's a real partnership with those two right now. And yeah, you're right, guys. Stroud probably doesn't get back in now. At this moment in time, you can't put him back in. Do I think it would be a good move putting him back in general? Yes, of course I do. But overall, you can't put him back in. I completely agree with that now. So yeah, brilliant scenarios though for Leeds United. Let me know if you learned anything else after the game the other day. Everybody, fascinated to hear that. Have a good one, all of you guys. Head on over to the Patreon. We've got another video over there right now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stick with us here on One Leeds, and we'll be having more lives for you tomorrow morning. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Cheers.